About time we got ourselves horribly lost, everybody. Let's do this. We got a couple of, Hey, Grimmeth. Oh, geez, you just reminded me. I really did not post my stream, like, anywhere today. What the fuck am I doing with myself? And the answer is being a complete fool, apparently. So I've unlocked, as you can see, 8 of the 10 characters. One of them I don't know if I even can get yet, but the other one, I haven't unlocked Digby yet, so... Granted, I think I've only very recently gotten most of our cast here. I've beaten the game, obviously, with Jeff and Jules, because you have to in order to unlock Cordelia. I've beaten the game with her. I've beaten the game with Lydia because she does something incredibly silly. I guess I can show it off as like a start of a run. We probably don't need to do a full run here, but she does this unusual thing where I guess we'll just have to show it off because the thing scrolls really fast and I'm so bad at talking still. That every $600 you get, first of all, you get some health back and you also get a free item. It is quite easy as a result to end up being massively overpowered with her. Especially on the lower difficulties, which admittedly... Listen, I was just trying to unlock as much stuff as the game would let me by playing it on the lower difficulties. It's not just because I'm a wuss, although, let's be honest here. Sometimes I do not have depth perception worth anything. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm actually going to go post the stream in those couple of Discords. Whoops. Whoops. Yes. Professional talent and... my brain vaguely kind of works once in a while. Oh, right. The illusion of brain functionality. Yes, exactly. That's basically where I'm at this point in time, life, and magazine. Oh, careful we don't get hit by anything. There's a special challenge for an alternate costume for Lydia for breaking no pots in a run. That sounds like kind of a pain in the butt, actually. Probably significantly more doable on the easier difficulty, but even so. Since that would stymie your progress on the very specific things that she likes a lot. But keep in mind, I'm not exactly very experienced with this game. So, I don't know, I've only completed a few runs total. And played even less. Wait. No, I don't know how that works either, never mind. So for now, we're not even trying for that, this is just going to be to try to show off a little bit of how great the potential is for her to get completely ridiculous. Ooh, victory remains. Yes. Bosses drop a free item. Again, make things a little bit more Isaac-y. Anytime I say, oh, this reminds me of something from Isaac, I'm sure that'll get really tiring. Granted, there does always need to be the big asterisk there of the last time I played Isaac was like over 10 years ago. Maybe even over 15 years ago. We don't need to go to the hospital room at this point. It would be useful to get more strength, but for the time being, I'm a little more interested in seeing what items we have available. Okay, what have you got? I mean, we could pick up the toilet paper and we could start working on that. See, I don't know what kind of chance the chance on Babby Chunks is, particularly. Also, I'm going to pick up a map because I believe that collecting maps on every floor, I was told that that was useful for something. Also, I did literally just walk into the spikes there. A little bit too close. Once again, illusion of brain functionality, etc. I'm sure we'll be fine with only 1 HP. This is going to end in a really stupid way, I'm sure. Whoa. Like I said, a little concerned there. Allows you to choose which boss you will fight on main floors. I have never seen how this works. I've only seen the item crop up a very few times, to be fair, so not much space or time for it yet, so perhaps that's bound to happen. Did we not get anything out of that present box? Or was it just coins and we sucked them up so fast that I didn't even get to see? Alright, we got chunks nearly here. Oh, okay, so that's how that works. Yeah, I'll deal with the arena after this if I live through the boss. Which, admittedly, grabbing the toilet paper is always a huge risk because... Wow, that was my depth perception absolutely telling me where to stick it. Yeah, always a huge risk because that little HP is not a lot. We're going to try that again and see if we can actually ramp this up in any real way would be nice. Oh. As the gold worm, I was only barely paying attention. Wow, 2 of them in one room. That's pretty good. That's pretty rare. Oops. I think I was expecting that guy to be dead already. But no, the pepper spray doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. It is quite slow. It seems like it's quite good with that item that lets you control where your bullets go, though. I forget what it was called off the top of my head because I'm very bad at remembering the names of, like, any items in this game for whatever the reason may be. But I think it's brain full of holes as usual, really. Brain full of holes being a pretty good explanation for a lot of things wrong with me, really, but alright. Alright, we got the key. I'm gonna stretch out the whole map. Because right now there's not so much crap in my inventory for me to have to worry about that or anything. I mean, I guess it has the potential to hide one of the secret entrance things, but I'm not very good at seeing those a lot of the time anyway. Hey, we get Cordelia's hat. Yay. More firing rate will help us with our DPS, which is otherwise unimpressive.
Stranger.
Yeah, sure, we'll take that. Special rounds won't really help us very much right now.
Good luck.
Yeah, I have a feeling that tiny key is going to, like, roll maybe once this entire game, but we'll take a try with it anyway. It could prove to be quite useful. Although our timer is a little bit on the tight side, but this will probably help us improve things a little bit here. Wow, I really didn't even see the gross blood pimple thing that I don't know the name of offhand. I don't know the names of, like, any of these enemies offhand. There's probably somewhere to look. I just admit that I haven't looked for it. Most of the time, I think most of us don't usually refer to enemies in most games by their actual name, unless it's an RPG, in which case, well, it's usually sitting right in front of you. And if it's not, well, that does happen occasionally, but it's not super common. Oh boy, the pogo stick. This isn't really my bag so much, but what do we got here? Rocket shells. I mean, again, useful if we find a shotgun, but the odds of that are not necessarily super high. I let that get a little too close to me. Alright, go for the arena challenge. I think this is just the... It's not even the head stompers, it's the one that causes stun when you land from a high height. Could still be kind of useful, though. Especially if we get any sort of jump enhancer. Which admittedly is not super common. Ooh, neat. Someone's nose, yeah. No further information, and to be fair, I suspect that I don't want to know, really. Oh yeah, he's getting real close. However, ducking into a shop does kind of counteract that. We'll grab a strength upgrade, and back we go. And time for a boss. Okay, right. Earlier I thought I got fire rate from the hat, but no, it's bullet speed, pardon me. So that's more of a range upgrade, really. And for now, we're just going to go to the regular floors. I have, as you can see, unlocked the alternate floors, but I'll deal with those later. And show those off, because they're interesting. Some of them, anyway. Others frequently end up being a bit of a pain in the butt. And that's, I suppose, you might expect. Oh yeah, that thing in the middle blocks your shots, right? Ah, good. 2 health back. That's pretty nice. Not important to go that way for now. I think I was just hoping for a little bit of something else and also to get a better view of the map. Whoop. I got hit more by the ball and chain guys in this room than I think I ever have. Wow. Good job, me. Broken stool, yes, that will get us a lot more money. Anything good for sale here? Find out in a second.
Like what you see.
Let's try this thing out. That actually should hopefully do quite nicely with the other thing. Oh! Oh, geez, yeah. I screwed up and I forgot to change my information from yesterday. I'm sorry, I played the Bubsy 4D demo yesterday. That was actually very good. I apologize. I am really bad at this. I'm very, very forgetful. Okay, game, sure. No need to do that right away. I probably just accidentally had my finger a little too much on the R2. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so I had originally started off the... Okay, more damage. I will speak in a second after I'm done menuing. Yeah, so unfortunately, because of reasons, I did actually set yesterday's stream after I had finished the terrible game that I played. As almost a bit, really. I did say afterwards, hey, if I beat this, I'll go play the Bubsy demo, and I did, and I changed my stream info. So if the live notification said that I was playing Bubsy 4D, it's because I didn't remember to fix that until after I went live the first time, and then I disconnected for like a second and reconnected to try to like get new notifications or something. I know, right? Like, things are... Well, I mean, admittedly... What's this do? Shots hone in on enemies. That's pretty handy, I think. Pokemon has been in kind of a bit of a rough territory for a certain amount of years. So, it's quite unfortunate to me to hear that some of the same problems that have existed with the previous game are returning in the new one in terms of like things that cause performance issues, because one thing that I heard is that the entire world map is loaded all at once in ZA, and they like just load and unload textures or something for distance. But yeah, I've heard mixed reviews, as it were, of ZA, which is quite sad. It's kind of sad to see the Pokemon franchise is like in rough shape, because, you know, for all of us, that's a thing that we have all, you know, at least some of that in our past is like, hey, we all loved these games in some way. And yeah, it does suck to see that Kalos is getting the short end of the stick here. A region that definitely deserved a lot better than it got in the first place, and now we're apparently staring down it being another bad game, once again based on this region that thoroughly deserves far better than what it's getting. Once again, great job, Game Freak. I really hate to keep being like, wow, you guys really need to give these things more time, because isn't the thing that they kind of did give it more time this... Oh, you jerk. I thought he came at you like straight away every time. Oh well. We're going to switch character after this just for reasons of... I was trying to show off a little bit of the character, and I did show off some of the gimmick. Perhaps not as well as I would have liked to, but oh well. And yeah, I'm switching the difficulty down one. To check out this guy a little bit. I still haven't gotten very far with this fella. Granted, I haven't gotten very far in this game at all. The sheer amount of content in this is quite a lot. It's one of those types of roguelikes that gets updates where it definitely feels like the sort of incremental vibe of a lot of them is like, this is the final update until they keep doing another one that is sort of a final update. Apparently the game has like actually hit a final update. I don't think it's gotten content in over a year. But it's sort of this like expansion pack feel. Has some Solstice DNA. It's definitely got the vibe a little bit, yes. I've been making a lot of comparisons to Binding of Isaac, but I think that might just sort of be the natural thing with like, oh, here's a roguelike twin stick shooter in this sort of like grid of rooms. And oh, it's got like vague horror aesthetics to it. Granted, it's a lot like sillier than that, but ooh. Make my projectiles explode. That seems fun. But yeah, the isometric perspective gives it very much some Solstice vibes. That's not an incorrect assessment. Regardless, yeah. I was not super impressed with what I saw of the new Mega Evolutions in ZA. And a big thing that I was distinctly turned off from that made me kind of just go, you know, I thought about it, but perhaps not with regard to this game was, or with regard to that game, I think would be the proper way to say it in this case. The Mega Evolutions being tied behind, very specifically the Mega Evolutions for the Gen 6 starters are tied behind play online and get ranked. And I don't even recall how high it is, but just in general, there's a lot of things that I can say about this that are not, you know, choices that I like. And the first one that should be specified is that, hold on a second, is that just them being tied to an online thing is bad and has been bad for a very long time. And it's just kind of disappointing for them to be like, hey, we're going to do that, but we're going to do an even worse version of it than usual. They really need to stop that. Like, just in general. Anyway, we're going to just take this item because, yeah, that shouldn't hinder us in any real way. I forget that I have more than one secondary weapon slot with anybody. In fact, I don't even use them that often a lot of the time anyway. Oops. Usually until it's like, oh, hey, here's something you got that's like really good. And then we super glue it into our first slot because we happen to find that item. But yeah, I hope the people who bought the game are by and large having fun. But also, I think maybe I'm just like out when it comes to new Pokemon games in general. Locks me to 1 HP. Oh, this is a very poor idea, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. It doubles our fire rate and our damage. I mean, again, if we die right away, then these things happen. I knew what I was in for, and I will say that I got what I deserved, basically. Upgrade our strength some. And we go back this way. Collect a few more bits of change. And now we go off and we don't step on the spikes. Oh boy. Yeah, you can see my instinct is often just like barrel through a room like an idiot. Alright, what boss are we gonna get? Hopefully not the jumping one, because I seem to end up getting into a lot of situations where it'll just hop on me and I'll lose my depth perception and get bonked on the noggin. Oh well, thankfully we have great damage here, so we are just tearing this thing to pieces here. Right, give me my cash. I forget if there were items of value, but I probably would just want to get my stats first. Those seem more important.
Stranger.
Oh yeah, it shows me secrets. Control your bullets, that's right. The brain in a jar, that's the item that we want. That lets us do some fun stuff. And seeing as how we're playing on a lower difficulty, I feel confident enough to go onto the side floors here. It's okay, game. That won't actually help me anymore because I only have 1 max HP. Ah, this gnome shows up every once in a while and just bounces around and is very irritating. Oh. Dang, I was stuck on that, wasn't I? Yeah. I didn't even see that bush, so that's my bad. Once again, got what I deserved for taking the ridiculous item. Oh well. It's been a couple of days since I played this too, so I'm probably very, like, you know, the rust settled back in. Pre-rust, because I wasn't in a position to be good enough to be considered able to get rusty, I suppose. And also, just to point out that further that I am playing this with a controller. I don't know if playing this with a keyboard is actually better. The game suggests, hey, yeah, you should play it with a keyboard, but I'm just over here like, I don't know, the controller seems like it controls fine. Not that bad, so I'll certainly deal with it. What else have you got in here?
Hello there.
Back. Damage and fire rate. I'll come back for the other item that gives me more luck because oops. I controlled the stick a little badly there. Yeah, surely that will come in handy is what I'm trying to get at. Usually it's a roguelike. Finding an item that activates with chance is just kind of a thing that you do all the time, basically. All of these games involve at least a little bit of gambling. I don't think that there's a whole lot of them where you can get into a point where it's like, okay, this is a sure thing. Because if nothing else, there'll be some, like, terrible spawn that will fuck you over. Or if you're playing Balatro, you'll just draw completely wrong out of your entire deck. Unless you're lucky enough to get to a point where you can just basically fix your entire deck into the same card. And even then, you run the risk of running into a boss blind that disables it and basically ends your run prematurely. Because I don't think there's anything that is protected from all bosses unless you have something that pointedly disables bosses. And if you have that, that's an amount of space in your inventory that is reduced. Excuse me. Usually. Barring, again, extreme luck. Basically, my point is that all of these types of games are at least a little bit of gambling. Not necessarily that unusual because, truth be told, most games are very heavily reliant on RNG. It's just not as easy to necessarily make anything a sure thing in a roguelike. Oh god, these couple of enemies are going to kill this for us because we do not have the time to get the item. Yeah, especially with that bouncing head. That was, like, probably one of the worst spawns we could get because we just were... Our timing was so far off on that thing that it became a problem. And in a case like that where you actually need to kill things quickly, yeah, clearly I should have realized that the weapon chest was in the next room down from the item chest and gone and picked that up. Oops. Oops.
Better be safe.
That's good enough for now. Probably. Anything good? The SMG could be kind of nice. I don't know how good its DPS is, but it will likely do some good work for us, although only 300 shots. Ugh. Game, you're not giving me a lot of resource on that one, huh? You're like, nah, you don't need it. You don't need it, champ. And I don't know that that's true. Not with how very slow this basic weapon is. Now we got an item to go pick up. For the spikes a little better, please. And grab that. And back we go. We should be able to buy some more stats at the end of this as well. Yeah, see what I... Well, no, that time it's more just because this guy's kind of slow moving. And see, this is not really a great weapon. And this is one of the problems that I end up running into with a lot of the alt weapons is that I don't find them to be all that useful most of the time. Although some ammunition recovery will probably... Only 37 each? Yeesh. Not really impressing me right now. In fact, I'm actually going to crunch it. Get the money for it. Like, not a lot of money. Yeah, not enough to buy another strength point, but I could have gotten some agility because we are slow. But that's okay. We'll leave any consideration of things like that for the future. Now let's try actually going in this room. Try doing this really clever thing called not dying. Would be a good idea. Oh yeah, here we go. The guy's trapped in the dirt. I don't think these bushes ever have anything in them, but my brain's just kind of inclined to go, you should check, though. Because we've seen faces on this level before, too, so surely that's where the actual items are. Chance to receive a random stat boost upon entering unexplored rooms. I don't know if that's permanent or not. I hope it is. But I highly doubt it. One of the other issues with a lot of this type of roguelike is that sometimes they just will not necessarily inform you of every part of how an item functions. I'll go and deal with that mysterious weirdo in a moment here. Ow. The guy throws real fast, actually. Alright, what have you got for the cost? Okay, let's see what these items actually are. Candy cane increases our max HP, that's fine. Medkit, receive a full heal at the start of each floor. Oh, that's really good. Silver Soul, grant an additional +1 max HP for every $1,000 you have. Gotcha. Up to +5. Duly noted. And that's going to take a while before that ever really comes up, I think. This is a melee weapon, so I already don't like it. Turn that into a little more cash for us. Excuse me. See, I told you. Hot spawn elsewhere. These bushes I don't think are of any real value to us. Ow. Tried to corner too tight there. Could you? There we go. But hey, as long as we have enough HP that we beat the boss, it'll be fine, because we'll get a recovery when we start the next floor. These gnomes are real pains in the butt, though. I don't know if the bats, like... Okay, yeah, they just sort of slowly approach. They don't even swoop at you as such. But I did get myself stuck on the bush when I was jumping there, so I didn't do that very cleanly. Fuck. Quite frankly, I think I'm just not playing necessarily very smartly, but oh well. This guy is not too hard, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, just push him into the corner and keep back. Part of it, I think, is just that we have, like, really good knockback here. That's going to make that significantly easier. And we get a mysterious object. I believe we need to pick up a large amount of these in order to unlock Digby, who's one of the two characters we don't have. I think. Tip, don't die. Thank you, game. Thank you. Always fun when they do stuff like that. Well, I guess, like, most of the hints in this game are borderline useless, so it's not like it's necessarily taking much away from us in that regard.
If I knew someone was
What you got? Bullets travel further. I don't think I need that. Burns nearby enemies upon taking damage. Increases damage and increased fire rate for every weapon besides your default weapon. I think none of these are actually useful to me right now, other than one that deals damage when we get hit, which, how much do we want to invest in that? Like, again, maybe if we find an actually good secondary weapon, that upgrade kit would actually be useful, but that depends very heavily on luck in and of itself. Ooh. Also possibly useful, depending on what we find. What's here? This is a thing. I don't remember how this works. The error sign. But it definitely kind of looks a little bit like a... Well, maybe not as much as all that, but like the error signs that you sometimes get for source engine stuff. Which also sort of reminds me of the arachnophobia mode that they were adding for Lethal Company some time ago. I don't remember if this went anywhere, but for those of you who are unaware, the arachnophobia mode that Lethal Company was adding was replacing all the spider models with just a big model of the word spider. And I thought that was really funny, especially because it made me think of the, you know, like the source error messages. I feel like that's the sort of thing that some people would be like, oh, well, that's kind of brushing off something that's a little bit serious, and maybe a little, but also at least they're doing it in a funny way and not just being like, no, fuck you if you don't like spiders. You know, they could have been big jerks about it, but at least the level of jerk they were about it was humorous. All right, what have you got for sale? Extremely familiar person. Ooh, a golden gun. I think, by the way, wonderful shout out to Killer 7 there.
See you later.
So for a start, we break this. If I recall correctly, there's an achievement for getting the golden gun and just immediately breaking it at full ammunition as Luis here. Yes! There we go. So, you know, a bit of a waste of resources, but it got us a thing. I don't know if it's one of the achievements that unlocks anything for you, but this is definitely... Admittedly, this is one of those types of games where I feel like I would go for all the achievements just by virtue of, hey, it's a reason to do something fun with these runs instead of just, hey, you go through the basic progression here and you get a couple of character outfits and that's about it, sort of thing. Which, hey, if you're going to reach a point where you might not play the game any further, the value of that isn't particularly high, you know? Ooh, yeah, that gave us another health, but it also, since it bumped up our max health without giving us a heal, it did push our thing into a different color pattern, which makes it look like that was bad for us. Thanks, game. I really appreciate it. Nice. So our luck thing actually went off this time. I told you it was real. And probably all of you believed me. But again, roguelike RNG. Alright, so whatever boss we're up against here is going to be a bit of a slog for sure. Oh, it's the Leviathan egg. Yeah, this is going to take a needless amount of time because our DPS is not what you would call high due to a very, very poor firing rate. I mean, it's a very simple boss. All it does is it shoots out some very rudimentary waves of bullets at us. Like, I think that has to be like the easiest of anything of that nature that I've encountered. It's quite easy to avoid getting hit by that, unless you're me, in which case you'll probably embarrass yourself at least once. But yeah, no, that's no bullet hell, that's for sure. You do get some things that feel a little bit more bullet hellish, but not yet. Onto our alternate floor 2 here, the Forsaken Crypt. And I know you might be thinking, that shouldn't count as an alternate floor 2. You just finished what is technically floor 2 and feels a hell of a lot more like floor 3 if we're being quite frank here. Well, listen, I wasn't the one who came up with the designation, all right? Okay, I see what's going on with these guys. The last time I was here, I had a lot more, like, ridiculous amounts of damage, so I didn't really get to see how those things operate at the time, so excuse my befuddlement at something that somebody's like, oh, that's probably like, oh, that's quite basic. Well, I didn't remember. I believe that, yeah, the idea here is that I gotta kill all those skeletons to get them all to die. Sort of like, well, a lot of different variants of various enemies in various games. Ooh, an agility boost. Unfortunately, probably not permanent. Yeah, it sort of feels like we're back down to where we were before. I haven't even finished exploring the floor. I probably should have done that, but whatever. Let's deal with the boss. The Golden Mask. And careful with the movement of these fists. It can be a little bit odd. God, I really just have a hugely bad time dodging that because of how slow moving this guy is, huh? Eesh. Well, otherwise not necessarily a hard fight. Not a ton of HP, I guess, because it seems like the only health pool that mattered was the thing inside the boss's mouth. Oh, that's almost kind of unfortunate because, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any good weapons. It is down to pure luck. There's a weapon chest. Good. Possibly good anyway. Reverse handgun. Yes, this ridiculous thing. I don't know how, like, useful this is in terms of stats or anything. Oh. It definitely fires a lot faster. I hope the damage is good. But heck if I know. Let's clear out pots. Oh, hey, shop right at the start of the floor. What have you got for us? Ooh, that's quite helpful. Weapon rooms will contain 2 weapon chests instead of 1. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'll take the hourglass also.
Good luck.
I probably don't need it, but I'll take it anyway. Ah, yes, here's the weird meat cube thwomps. Dang it. That happens to me a lot. I'm not always great at running away from their on-death attack. Okay, good. An agility boost will help in a room like this. Dang, that thing has a lot more HP than I thought it did. Stay well back, I guess. It's a good way to stay safe. Just don't get hit. weapon chest. Do we have anything good here? Poison crossbow, I think, is actually quite strong. The flare gun, I have no idea. We can keep that for a bit. Because remember, we have multiple of these. That doesn't seem that strong, so I'm going to chuck that. And we're going to take the poison crossbow. Ooh. Random parts of the map, huh? Strange choice to make it randomized, but okay. I guess why not, right? Something, game design is my passion, I don't know. Those jokes are probably a little too easy, but listen. Have you ever known me to not take the easy joke when I can? Because, believe me, I definitely do that. And quite frequently at that. Nope. That was dumb of me. Wow, those things take forever to actually get to you. Yeah, you can see that the poison crossbow does pretty good damage because of multiple hits. And it inflicts poison, but the poison isn't very strong. Yeah, see, I just wanted to take out that heart, because those things are annoying. The rabbits are kind of a pain, too. Sometimes, but again, a large part of that is probably just down to the fact that we're playing, like, one of the least agile characters that I've ever unlocked. And it's a good thing we have decent HP to make up for it. Because otherwise, like, everything would be a problem. I mean, ultimately, it still kind of is, but hey. Right. Fire strength upgrades. And a little bit of agility. I mean, that doesn't really seem to do a ton, but hey. Anything kind of helps a little bit. Kind of. A little bit. Neat, we got some health back. That's pretty good. And I don't recall what this item is, but we're going for it anyway. That gross thing. These things are just kind of annoying. White Pearl grants a significant chance to negate projectile damage. That is very helpful. And especially on top of, we get that with our, what should in theory be enhancing our luck, but I don't know how much it's actually doing for us. Ah, yes. Hero, the Fragile Fool. This This guy just spends enough time being very hard to hit because of incessant bouncing. Again, especially when you got a character who fires this slow, it's a bit of a problem. Just a little. I mean, he sucks, like, no matter who you're playing as, but especially in a case like this is not great. And especially doesn't help with all the damage we've taken from rather stupid hits. There we go. Now he's down on the ground, so we can deal with him this way. Or he can just bounce around like that while our crossbow that fires slower than our... That was so close. I'm so glad we got away with that. Yikes. Eesh.
Stranger.
Do you have items again? No. We definitely don't need the heal because we'll get that at the start of the next floor. So whatever is left of my stats, or money I'm spending on stats, rather. At this rate, we could really use them. I'll start padding my health back out, because it'll be quite helpful once we get that refill. And up we go to the alternate floor 3. And here we run into the old set. This is an interesting one that plays a little bit differently from most floors, which I guess is why it's interesting. Not necessarily so much the like, oh hey, look, it's pretending like everything is a film set sort of thing. It's not necessarily that special. But I mean, this game is definitely fueled almost entirely by references and tropes anyway, so big whoop, really. But we want to chart out a path as soon as possible before we get the key. And we should definitely get the items along the way for obvious reasons. Fires very slowly. Oh, I bet this thing is, like, unusable. Well, we'll find out eventually, won't we? And we'll take the extra hot pepper. Okay, so that is an actual secret room down there. I wasn't sure if that was like just that or the key or what. Oh, there's quite a few on this map. And those could have free items for all we know. Breath mint makes you smell nice. Oh, that's actually a weapon. What did that replace? Okay, that replaced our triple crossbow, which is good. We probably want some sort of fast weapon in our inventory somewhere. Oop. It's like, right, clear this room out. Nothing in here. Oh well. I was really hoping for at least a couple of pots. I didn't think there'd be anything special because, truth be told, there's not that much to get here, as you can probably tell. Yep, get some money from the gift box and some more money from the other gift box. There's no shop on this floor, so that's not super useful to us in the present moment. But that's okay. This way, into this other secret room, number 3 for this floor. And it's just money, but that's okay. That's still useful. Mostly useful. Can this give me another 8 coins? It can give me another 7. That's... Thanks, game. I appreciate it. And this is where we get our... Okay, good, it did max me out. Maybe because I was already maxed out this time. But, we grab the key, and the game has a bit of a moment. As we get a black screen, and we get mobs spawning, and static, and we get chased by chunks no matter what the time was. Now, you can't do anything about the static chunks. Like, you can stun regular chunks. You can at least kill the other mobs in here. It's just that there's not much reason to. Just go through the cleared path. And here we go. It's time for the boss of this area, which doesn't display a name. Since I can't even remember if we hurt this thing, really. Or if it's just avoid the pattern for a while, or kill all of its cronies, or what. Because I recall this boss acts a little bit weird, and just the level of responsiveness that you saw, you know, probably not filling you with the most confidence right now, is it? Especially if you're me. It's... Okay, yeah, you can faintly see the shadow of where it's going to do a fist drop on you. I kind of wish I could swap weapon slots, at least for the moment, because this would be easier on having it on the pistol hand, but, well, it's gotten quite a bit smaller, so I guess it is just kill its little goons, huh? Fair enough. Whoa. And that's the last one. And we get the third of these things. And up we go. I don't exactly recall what they are, other than I think they're important for an unlock. Or at least I'm certainly assuming so. All right. Anything good in the shop?
I knew someone was coming in.
Boost damage for non-default weapons. Weapons spawn with less ammo. Boost your damage upon entering a room up until you move. Sure, we'll take the sledgehammer. I'll take the spent casing, I guess, because at the rate this is going, we're not getting any secondary weapons that are actually useful. It might help if I remember to take advantage of the fact that I get an ammo recovery, but only for my currently equipped weapon at the end of a room, or end of a floor, / beginning of a new floor. But unfortunately, I just am really bad at remembering that. Okay, what do we got? We got another breath mint, so I'm going to at least destroy that one. I don't recall if the record is any good, but I'll give it a shot. Break this again. It's got fire rate to it at least a little bit, and sort of a bouncing effect. Aiming that is... Just aiming at these guys in general is not great. Which is one of the many things that makes me a little bit wary of trying to go into the arena room, as it might be, like, borderline impossible for me at this point. Alright. Toss this out. Pick up the sniper rifle. Only 13 shots. Well, I guess we're using less ammunition for everything to start with, so that'll exacerbate that a little bit. Okay, damage on that seems to be pretty alright. We'll equip this, that way we can probably get the ammo refill straight to it, hopefully. It did give us some ammo back, but it wasn't a ton. It only brought us back up to 40. Well, to 39 after I sausage fingered the wrong button. So that's kind of unfortunate, but... Alright, let's take a shot at this. Probably not necessary for me to pick those up so early, but it seems to be a long-lasting effect at least, so that's cool. Oh, the shot from that sniper rifle is incredible. Oh, right, it's one enemy is marked for death at the beginning of a room. It's not as good of an item as I thought it was, but oh well. Still useful, helpful to have. this way. Excellent. Get our key, get our item. You hit 0 HP, you will stay alive while rapidly losing money until you hit $0. That's fine. Warp out. Oh, I missed the coins in there. Oh well. That's fine. I'll just have to deal. Okay, so I don't know how easy or not this will be without the heal, so I'm taking the heal. And we're making our way back. It is definitely, like, significantly easier to fight, easier to run into chunks on this floor than anywhere else so far, because it's so big. And that always happens with the laboratory. Like, it is never a manageable size. That's better. All right, now on to this version's alt floor. I did it again. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting to have one of my alt weapons out because of the ammo refill. A lot of guys here. Does this pierce? It does not. But it still does ridiculous amounts of damage, so... I mean, that's nice. Plus, it has that laser sight, which actually helps me out significantly in doing better range finding. Hey, you. Get a map. Power bottle, edible bullets, which lets us gain health when we destroy weapons. Yeah. Surprise confetti. Grants chance to obtain an item when you destroy a weapon, I think, is what the other part of that is, so... That's neat. Hey, the damage boost is probably pretty helpful in the shark room here. Let's destroy that. Ooh, lucky dice gives us an increased chance for cultist shop, which is what that was earlier. there anything? Yeah, there's a lot of things in here. We got the tentacle guy, and we got a couple of these spitting fellas. I think at least the, like, bouncing life preservers are dealing damage, other than just being slightly, you know, other than being a pain in the butt and blocking our bullets. Which, if so, I mean, that's quite helpful. Goodies. Ooh, tennis ball. And blow that up. Oh, yeah. I think it's supposed to be like an octopus mouth kind of thing, but it just kind of looks like a thing that constantly hurls. And that my shots don't really like to hit very much. I think I gotta get off the ground to actually land the shot, is the problem here. Yeah. I figured. A weird magazine, huh? Let's see. And what have we got going on in here? A multi-railgun. Yeah, it's a charging weapon. I can say I don't know if I like that as much, but that is pretty powerful, in theory. I had meant to get the other one first, and then I could have just crushed the nail bat, but yeah, I guess let's burn the sniper rifle. Ah, no free item. Oh well. That surprise confetti doesn't seem to be very, very good odds of going off. That's a shame. Yeah, see, now that we got a bit of a boost here, dealing with that thing is quite easy. And yeah, you can see what kind of damage output that thing has. Parentheses, I did not actually notice the number, so oops. But it definitely seemed like it was pretty strong. We're standing on the barrel. It's not an instant kill, but it's pretty strong. So that's fine. Well, it seems like there's a bit of RNG in terms of that damage. That's... Not too hard, although we did take a couple of hits in the process. Pick up the item. There we go. Okay, right. Those are the parts of the key. I gotcha. I wasn't sure if that was the deal, but... let's just go ahead and, we're going to get greedy with it, but before I do that, I do want to make sure that I pick up all the money in the area. Because there is some free money for us to get and shops we can access. So why not get ourselves some items before we go. Oh, not just shops, but item chests too. I forgot about that. Hey, we get a UFO. Wow, the game really wants me to try to use this nail bat. It's not going to happen, man. The basic handgun might be a handy way to deal with enemies if I need to fire faster. I don't think I need more accuracy because we're kind of maxed out. That's a little bit on the slightly frustrating side. But off we go. We're going back this way to go loop, and yeah. We start back at floor 1. And things are going to be a lot harder, as I think we saw before when we... Yeah, I ran this like a little over a week ago on stream, and I tried to loop and I didn't get very far because the enemies tend to get a lot harder in the loop. Like, we get those sometimes instead of the usual ground crawling parasite guys. Ooh, yes, show me secrets, please. Yeah, see, I told you the basic handgun is going to be quite useful. At least at times. Go in here. Let's get some money out of the gift box. That's fine. Okay. Stats.
Hello. Better. Go. Be safe. Be safe.
I want to go see this room over here and see if we can get any sort of... Okay, yeah, that's definitely the way to the bathroom, which is not really that useful of a place for us to go. I mean, I suppose it skips a boss fight for us, but that's not a huge to-do, really. Oh, yeah, he's summoning guys, isn't he? Yeah. You can probably see a big reason as to why I mentioned that I'm being very greedy when I come down here for the re-loop, because... Yeah. Like I say, this gets a lot harder. Oh, and this thing starts showing up, too. This creepy static face that if it hits you, it just drops you to 1 HP, so... Try to avoid getting hit until it phases out. At least I'm pretty sure it times out eventually, so... Got that going for you. Yeah, I suppose. Just be careful about it. Yeah, see, it timed out eventually. It might be a certain amount of time in a single room or something like that. But I'm no expert in this case, so... Yeah. Rad machine gun. Okay, well, at least the railgun was one of the things that did not get replaced. That's good, because the railgun is probably going to continue to be quite helpful. Till such time as it's not, of course. Ah, yeah, Morton's fork. That's fine. Item shop right over here. If the enemies in this room would like to die... I mean, unfortunately, my UFO helper started targeting chunks instead of the enemy, which is great because it's one of the enemies that I'm really bad at fighting with this guy.
I knew someone was coming in.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be helpful. Past that, take the monster snacks. And get our asses back out of here. And the boss is over that way, so let's go deal with that. I must have gotten a little too close to the one button. That wasn't even what I was trying to do. Alright. Okay, equip this weapon. Get on there. See, this time I remembered, I swear. Well, you see, the budget ran out. I don't know where I'm going with this. How's it going, Retro? What have you got for me? You've got...
See you later.
like, no good weapons whatsoever. The pogo stick is quite expensive, all considered, because... like, really now. That's not very strong for that price. Yeah, that room is something that I don't think we can do until much later. I'm going in there in a second, but first, we go in here, and we get the money out of the gift box, and down we go. Hey, we unlocked Axel, our second to last new character, or second to last character, period, pardon me. But don't worry, folks, there's a ton of other shit to do well after that. Stick. As much as I love this thing, I think I have to give it up so that way I can keep breaking these. Flame charge shotgun. Oh, it's a charge weapon, right. Well, I mean, I guess at least we have another charge weapon again, because... places the other one, so that's funny. Has crap loads of ammunition, actually, considering... Damage is decent, though. Deals the contents of cultist shops. Well, I don't know how many of those we're going to encounter from here on out, but that's quite nice to have in case we run into a bunch of them, so... That'll do. That'll do. Okay, yeah, boss buttons. We can't deal with that until we get the key. Or we can do it now. Okay. I'd rather fight the ghost because that doesn't seem to be as much of a, hey, your life is going to suck because of DPS sort of issue. Do you mind, Chunks? I've barely done anything on this floor. Oh, what's that? He does? Oh, okay. Well, blindfold. This is pretty good because the darkness effect isn't actually that severe. I'll definitely take that, and I don't have enough money for the baby chunks, which is unfortunate. I probably should intone that a little differently. Baby chunks, pardon me. To indicate that it's a baby of something named Chunks, not just chunks of baby. That would be disturbing. Bathroom? No, that's basement, I think. Or attic, or whichever it is. I forget which it counts as. I think basement, but either way, let's go there and... yeah, I think this is just gonna have just warps to wherever we feel like going here. And in our case, we're just gonna go to floor 4 and see about wrapping this up. But hey, nice to get a shortcut. Excuse me.
Hello there.
Ooh, we'll take that.
Have fun
Glow
out
sticks. I could really use the money for that radioactivity aura. Okay, what do we got in here? Got a hunting rifle. Oh, hey. I didn't mean to push into that. I was trying to get the other weapon, and now I'm all thrown off and stuff. I'll fight the experiment again, I guess. shitty little UFO. You want to actually go fight the thing that I am having trouble with? Unfortunately, no. It shows to go after the enemy that I find the easiest out of the lot. Like, eesh. Pain in my ass. The balloon, that seems like some pretty nice buffs. I'm probably going to destroy that diamond handgun very soon. In fact, I should probably do it like now. No real reason to keep it around. Shame about no item. Oh well. Glass eye. I don't know how effective that's going to be at having our shots actually target enemy. Wow. That time I really didn't see the enemy, so good going me, whatever I was saying about dark rooms not really being that much of a problem. Wow, what a jerk. And of course now I gotta do a whole lot of escape on this guy. Hey, all stats boost, nice. So I'm kind of curious if we can take advantage of that and take this guy out for a bit, because our damage output seems to be pretty decent. Seems to be is the key word there, but of course we've been over that part before. Oh, and I skidded out of the room like an idiot. Oh, things are getting quite populated here. Trigger a Chunk's mutation, huh? So I guess is that like killing him on the lab floor? Does that? Because I knew that was a thing, but I was like, I don't know how you do that. Maybe it was some, and then maybe it would be something I discover later, but well, I guess I did, didn't I? Probably. Presumably. Anything? Ooh. The flame railgun. That seems pretty decent. And that just goes to the basement. That's actually not useful to me this time. Because that means I can't go up to the upstairs from there. Boss room is like all the way this way, isn't it? Yes. It's a long walk. Well, relative to, you know, map size and everything. Nope. loops. Too much hope for that to be death. This thing is so much health. Oh, boy. Well, to be fair, I've done, like, a ton of floors at this point, so maybe it's understandable, but eesh. Anyway.
What? If I knew
I
someone was
did,
coming
in fact, not get that before. We'll pick this up, too.
Oh. Have fun out there.
And off we go. Yeah, let's come over here, pick up all the money before we're not going to re-loop because we definitely can't beat this with a second loop. That's what you would politely call a big old no-go. Axel's sunglasses makes all our projectiles burn. Cursed shovel demands a blood toll. Well, we're going to smash this and, again, hope for items to come out of this stuff, but we're probably not going to get that. This is a melee weapon, so again, pain in the ass. Yep, no items. Man, that luck improvement doesn't really handle a whole lot, does it? Yeah, so the last of those, not really very useful. The gun nut item literally being like a peanut shaped like a thing is pretty funny. I admire that a little bit. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get on out of here. And it's on to the final boss. Real quick, I'm going to pause once we get to the floor, and I'm going to clear out my messages because I see some stuff over on the other screen. And it bothers me. Anyway. Alright. Back to it. And yeah, you can see this run has been going for an hour and 20 minutes, it said. That's kind of a lot, put it nicely. And yeah, here we go. We are stuck with just this thing, and it fires at a rate of not very good against our boss here. And so we run that thing out of ammo. Actually, these attack patterns don't seem that bad by and large. I'm not sure I'd want to do this with only 1 max HP, but compared to what it could be a lot worse. I just hope that we have an amount of DPS that works to get us out of here. I think we will, probably. but I wouldn't necessarily say that... You know, I wouldn't necessarily take anyone's word for that. Okay, yeah, we've hit threshold because she's coming in to drop the rocket launcher for us. Stop camping it, you jerk. There we go. We got him. And he's toast. And we're out of here. Ow. Neat, we got a new challenge. I haven't seen what, like, any of them are, so... Skip through the credits. Seen that before. Hooray, we beat a run. Yay. Well, that's fine. I will be back in a couple of minutes, everybody. Be right back. Well, right back, air quotes. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I don't think I'm gonna do the challenges for now. Maybe check that out later. We unlocked a new character. We should take a look at him. Does he just sort of break into this abandoned house? Oh, they're filming a movie. Oh, and he gets attacked by, and he and his film crew get attacked by actual zombies. Wait, did you not realize that they were actual zombies, Axel, and you just threw a hatchet at that dude's head? What a scumbag. And he sees a bunch of other people sneak in here. He's like, yeah, I'll just tag along with them. I mean, what odds do you have anywhere else, dude? So, let's go. It's to a hideout on nearly every floor. Starts with average base health and agility. Starts with 2 powerful hatchets which penetrate through enemies, deal damage on returning, and can be charged up for extra damage. Oh, this guy is going to be tough, isn't he? Because that sounds like an actually good weapon. So they're either it's going to be a pain in the ass to control, or like the rest of him is going to absolutely suck. Oh. We got pushed out of the starting room there. Whoops. Yeah, see, the downside here is that this is attack speed based on how fast you can pull the trigger. Which is not my favorite way of doing things, to put it nicely. Get plenty of ammo here that is not really useful to us at this point, but hey. Ooh, candy cane. Well, free item. Why not? Alright, start charging up. Oh, and because he's this kind of guy, he's gonna start, like, quipping after every kill. Oh. What a wonderfully irritating fellow. I appreciate it on a certain level of just like, hey, they knew what they were about when they were making this guy. And they were about making him be a very frustrating individual. Ooh. Rad machine gun is pretty good. God, I would love to just find super glue for this guy after that. This is for sure a place where an alternate control scheme would be very helpful. Yeah, trying to rapid fire that with your main weapon as this guy doesn't work super well. That's a real pity. Ooh. That's pretty good, I think. Enemies burst into flames on death.
Hello there.
Meanwhile, she, like, openly refutes Axel's behavior. Or...
Goodbye.
or when he's, trying to flirt with Cordelia. She basically tells him to go to hell. I appreciate that. At some level. And by some level, I mean most of them.
Hello. There you go. Be safe.
Of course, the dialogue is the same for the alternate versions, regardless of your character. So you can be playing as anyone, and it will change nothing. Ooh, all right. I think that's the head stompers and the sponge cake, which, I mean, that's not very much, but I guess nor is the head stompers. Still, it's quite useful in the occasions where it actually gets to used, which is admittedly quite rare. Still, I'll take it anyway. Yeah, because you can see how slowly it recharges compared to the other thing. I guess because they don't want you to do anything cheesy with it. Nothing? Oh, well. Well, we're just looking to complete a run with this guy, really. So I'm not going to go for the side paths. Not at this point. Yeah, this is definitely a character that would probably benefit from use of the keyboard and mouse just for the more, the better aiming. With charged axes and stuff. Oh, hey, one of those always showing up when I need it the least. The very rare double heart. Thank you, game. I appreciate it, I think. Yeah, this isn't going to be hugely valuable because we don't have a lot of explosive damage at this point, but we'll take it anyway because it may come up. Especially if we get that all your attacks explode effect again, which I feel like I get all the time. Ooh, the volcano. That, I think, is more powerful.
Stranger.
Ooh, that could be handy.
Oh.
Quite nice. I don't need that, probably. Don't need to go to the boss room just yet. There's still an item to be found around here. Gun shop is not likely to have better weapons than what I've got, but we'll take a look anyway.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Item. Get some bait. And where is the hideout room that our buddy has? Oh, it's been right here the whole time. Whoops. Bubble wand. That'll be a weapon, I think. It's not like a terribly useful one for us. Anyway. Let's go to the boss. Ooh. Alright. Done with our second boss here. This isn't so bad. This is just had a bit of a learning curve. No, I don't want to give up the volcano in order to just smash guns for money, because... yeah, that's actually kind of good. Not the best DPS by itself, but it does pretty decently most of the time. Oh, yeah, bug leg. Glad I didn't see any of those during the run with Luis, because that would have been kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. Oh yeah, go get the key first. Oh, we were getting good head stomper damage on those guys, so that's nice. Oh, hey, is that the nose we already have, or is that a different one? That was pretty rough. Yeah, so it's just a second someone's nose. I don't know if it stacks. I guess not. It'd be quite useful if it did. I mean, getting more shots in like that.
Stranger.
Ooh, surprise confetti. Yes, again, the odds of that coming in seem pretty low, but hey. Take that, and we'll take a heal. I mean, granted, the volcano is probably not going to get substituted out unless I see something way better. But still. It could happen. Toy chest number 1. Sure. Item chest cycle through multiple options. That could be handy. Probably. Oh yeah, there was definitely no ammo regen involved there. Yeesh. Worse, I didn't get any ammo boxes, which is like the higher chance, so ugh.
Hello. Better. Go. Be safe.
Alright, yeah, just go ahead and deplete ourselves pretty heavily there. It's fine. The strength is quite useful, so... Scaling generally feels kind of good, so... yeah. Hard to complain about that. It's fine, we can get more money later. Oh. Comes the rat. Oh yeah, make sure we go in here and... that up. And we got ourselves a good chunk of ammunition for this thing again. It's boss time. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be that fucking clown, isn't it? So this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Unless I want to piss away that many shots, which I kind of don't want to. Okay, now we can deal with him using this thing. At a cost of like 100 shots. Yeah, like I said, not incredible DPS by itself. Needs assistance. Nice. Hey, do you have any items for us?
If I knew someone was coming in.
Guarantee the doctor's office will appear on every main floor. If only this wasn't showing up so late. Chance to receive coins upon entering room for the first time. Ammo drops heal you instead of giving you ammunition. I don't like the instead of issue. This direction. Yeah, thankfully the arena on the fourth stage is quite a bit easier. Oh.
Like what you see.
Rax.
See you later.
Yeah, nothing of great use to us, but hey, worth taking a look anyway. Yeah, I hope that we're not on here for too long this floor, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, that's not of much use to us. No key, so gotta go back the other way. I'd hoped it would at least be an item before we could go back, but oh well. No such luck. Watch out for the crushers. Ow. Yeah, those rat explosives. I'm not very good with telling what the range for that is, because either I usually just run as far away from them as possible if I don't think I can DPS them enough, or I honestly kind of get lucky. Yeah, careful. I don't know if I can head stomp these guys. At bare minimum, the damaging purple stuff under them does kind of make me a little bit nervous about even daring to try, because that can go badly so easily, and I'll just fall in and I'll start getting burnt and it won't be a good time. It goes in the direction of the toilet. And unfortunately, we hurt ourselves in a really stupid way. No more health for us to go pick up over there. That's unfortunate. Why don't we dive in here and get a heal? And off we go. Yeah, see, it was a good idea to do that because I definitely played that room pretty badly. Yeah, only 3 item choices. We'll take the Mumba skeleton instead of the other thing. Yeah, I know, game. We're keeping the volcano compared to that. That's not going to get me what I want. Nor will the cursed shovel. And with no extra weapon slot to, like, put stuff to break for money, well... Yeah, that special confetti turned out to be very useful. And by that, I mean the exact opposite. That wasn't even me trying to do, like, the usual reversal gag. I just screwed that up on my own. Whoops. My brain is very, very functional. Shut up, Chunks. I'm busy. And see, at least this part of the attack pattern's pretty easy. There we go. Get out of here. And now it's on to the top floor, almost to the final boss. Almost. Almost. Yeah, it's just money. Oops. I actually wanted to remember to put that into the cannon. But I screwed up a little bit, and now we only have, like, over 600 shots for the boss. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. This'll go just fine, everybody. Presumably, anyway. Alright. What have you got available for me on this last floor? Please, something good? Gunpowder. I don't think that matters, but we'll take it anyway. I don't think that really matters anymore, but we're taking it anyway.
Good luck.
And get the hell out of here. Oh, we got a ridiculous amount of ammunition, actually. let's take that. It's damage increase. That's probably overall a little better. And up we go. Now, surely this won't be too hard of a fight, right? I think I'm in good shape to deal with this. I'd probably be in as good or even better if I went through the side floors as well. But I didn't want to because I was still kind of getting used to how this guy plays. I didn't realize they'd have a hideout here to grab some more resources. Although granted it is mostly health, which under most circumstances would be pretty good, but we were already maxed out at the time. All right. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we got 800 shots. We should be able to take care of this guy easily. I mean, even with the DPS of this thing not being amazing, it's doing some good work. Yep. See? What did I say? And I bet this fuckboy is really happy about this, so maybe this ending is a little bit more tragic. This leans in here to be rude to this guy. Well, getting a little closer to the level of achieving everything, which will take a while, but still. And she's so displeased with his smug ass. I mean, that's entirely fair. Did we unlock something for that? I didn't see. Let's just take a look through here. See if this actually has any more information for us. Like, they're all a little bit more non-specific than usual with a lot of these descriptions. Except that I know that the Old Grounds one is basically like playing like a run of the original, which is said to feel a lot different, so yeah. Now, a little bit of lore here in the back. I don't know if I've shown this off on stream before. Because yeah, there's a fair bit of like background to this game and lore and story and such, which I think is pretty neat. Because you probably wouldn't look at this as like something that you would have any interest or be likely to go through it, or, you know, for the story or anything. or even expect there to be very much. At least I don't know that that would be the sort of thing that one would readily assume. So hey. And yeah, we can take a look at some of these challenges here. Many of them look like fairly easy, I think. Although some are significantly harder than others, and that's just to get the bee costume for everybody. And see, it won't tell us how to unlock our last character. We just have to figure that out for ourselves. Like I said, I think it might be by a map on every floor that you visit, but I do not recall for certain offhand. Well, we'll figure it out at some point. But for now, we're ending a little bit early today, but I don't know that I have, you know, if I start a new run, it'll just stretch the stream out a little too much. So for now, that's going to be it, everybody.